Thomas Frank took over the Brentford job in 2018 and turned the Championship club into one of the most fun teams to watch in the Premier League over the last 4 years, whilst finishing 10th just this past season. He has spent 7 years at Brentford and now has moved on. Just as Ange Postecoglou has been sacked by Tottenham despite winning the Europa League, Thomas Frank immediately was the #1 candidate and now officially has been appointed as Ange's successor. But what about Brentford now? The replacement isn't in yet, and whoever comes in could determine whether the club will return to being a Championship club or thrive as a Premier League team. Initially, the assistant coach was expected to become the manager, but he has gone with Frank's staff to join Spurs. Top candidate now is the set-piece coach Keith Andrews, alongside McKenna from Ipswich or Kjetil Knutsen from Bodo Glimt, who made it to a European semi-final this year. On top of it, Bryan Mbeumo is expected to leave the club after an incredible season of over 25 goal contributions. Newcastle wanted him first, but lately it seemed like Manchester United had snatched him up. With Frank joining Tottenham, now links to Spurs have been popping up too, in order to reunite with his coach. Amidst all this chaos, it's time for us to take over and rebuild Brentford in a way that makes the club even stronger moving forward. So let's start with the obvious. Brentford have finished this season in a 10th position with 56 points, ahead of teams like Crystal Palace, who have won a trophy, West Ham, who had an insane transfer window, and a lot of people, including myself, had them finishing top 8. We also have Manchester United down there, and Spurs as well. So after all, that's pretty decent. But let's understand that this man right here, Mbeumo, with his 42 games, 20 goals and 8 assists, is the main reason as to why Brentford has done so well this year. But it wasn't just him, right? We still have Vissa, who has done extremely well, 24 goal contributions, Kevin Schade, who at the time back in Germany was always a big talent. At first, I think he didn't get as much playtime in the Brentford side, but now this season he definitely has 14 goal contributions, someone that we need to build upon. And we also have Damsgaard playing out of his skin, 13 goal contributions. Truly exceptional work from him this year. And also, lads, let's talk about some players who are confirmed to leave the club this year. Mark Flecken has joined Bayer Leverkusen to go ahead and play under Erik ten Hag. And Ben Mee, whose contract ran out, well, it wasn't extended and he's leaving the team. Good news though, Coyote, the right back who had joined from Fiorentina, they have now bought him for 17.5 million as the buy option has been exercised. Brentford is keeping a hold of him. And don't worry, Mark Flecken is getting replaced by Kelleher. He is the backup goalkeeper, or was the backup goalkeeper to Alisson for so many years, and I can tell from my own experience as a Liverpool fan, Kelleher is a beast, man. I think this is an amazing signing. I'm so happy for him that he's going to get first team football. I'm also glad that Liverpool have replaced him properly with a really good backup goalkeeper in Mamardashvili, who probably is rated even higher than Kelleher. But this is such a fun signing for Brentford. And they got him cheap as chips, honestly. Such a joke that they got him for as cheap. 79 rated. He comes in at the age of 26. In my opinion, he should be higher rated. But anyways, diving, handling, kicking, reflexes, 6'2". He knows how to play out the back as well. I really like this signing for Brentford, and I wish him nothing but the best. But now, let's find out who's going to sign Mbeumo. And possibly some others as well to add some additional funds into this next season. Can't believe this is happening, but apparently Johan Vissa only has 1 year left in his contract and has not entered extension talks. Nottingham Forest and Spurs are apparently interested in signing him, so Vissa is actually leaving. And with that, the second most goal-scoring player, Mbeumo, yet to leave. And now the moment where Brentford fans have to look away, man. Vissa first and then Mbeumo, and he's actually signing for Manchester United with us. 40 million is the transfer fee. And I gotta tell ya, losing both of these guys can be terrible. Like, whoever comes in as the new coach, he's gonna have a tough job unless Brentford go out there and sign the right players. And maybe I should sign the new best camera. Why is it not focusing? On top of all this, Ajer is leaving the squad as well. The Norwegian has been told by the national coach that he needs to find a club to play for regularly. Coyote is the new right back of Brentford, obviously. Played the last couple of games of the season, and it seems like he's going to be the main man. And Ajer, well, as his national team coach said, I'd have to look for a new team. All those sales take us up to £114 million. And now we are going in for the replacement of Mbeumo. Kuhn, Nicolas Gerrit Kuhn, is the right winger of Celtic. 13 goals and 9 assists in the past season. And as Brentford likes to do it, they like to sign players that aren't too well known. Obviously, up in Scotland, people will know him, but now Kuhn is joining us for £30 million, my friends. Apparently, 25 million is what Celtic wants, but this is one of the most likely players to join into the team of Brentford, according to the rumors. So this was the one I had to bring in, and I'm so happy that I did, because I didn't know. This guy's like 80 rated, 25 years old, left-footed, 5'9", 90 pace on him with 81 dribbling. He has technical flair and quick step and plenty of time to become a beast in the Premier League. So if Brentford actually sign Kuhn, man, well done. In true Brentford fashion, a Danish player, Andreas Christensen, is the next one they are looking at, apparently. This would make so much sense because they keep buying the Danish players out there. But I gotta say, usually they buy the ones that are not as well known. Andreas Christensen, everyone knows, and he apparently is looking for a return into the Premier League, and obviously Brentford want to sign him, and that would be quite an upgrade. I mean, Van den Berg is a very talented player, don't get me wrong. He could turn out to be an amazing centre-back down the line, and he's already a decent one. At Mainz in Germany, he was unbelievable. But Collins right here is also quite young, so interesting. Maybe they want to sign Christensen to go ahead and like lead the line for a couple of years. He's 29, so that players like Van den Berg and Collins, at least one of them, have time to develop. That could be interesting, but Christensen comes in as a leader into the squad, 29 years old. He doesn't have the most pace, but he does have 85 defending, and he's 6'2". I gotta tell you, that's a good signing. But it doesn't end there. Brentford go back to their old ways of scouting players that many people might not know of, and this is one of them. Nürnberg's under-21 German national team player, Kaspar Janda. This kid could be a special one, honestly, lads, so watch out. Brentford is doing what they're doing best in signing some hidden gems, and I'm excited to bring him into the team. His name sounds Danish, but he is German at the end of the day. Kaspar Janda comes in for 6 million from Nuremberg at the rating of 73. He is 22 years old right now. Oh, what the hell just happened right there? 22 years old, 78 pace, 73 passing, 74 dribbling, 6 foot tall, first touch and press proven. EA don't just give out these playstyles for fun, so he must be a special lad then. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick to this team and only sign the players that Brentford were linked to in our first season. So Kuhn has come in. We are looking at Christensen, Coyote has stayed permanently, and Kelleher in goal. Now, most importantly, the striking position, Igor Thiago. Before he joined Brentford at Club Brugge in Belgium, he was looking unbelievable. So I'm wondering, if Visa goes, will he get a second chance? Because so far at Brentford, he hasn't really been good in about like 8 or 10 games where he started. I believe he also had picked up a long-term injury. So let's keep all of that in mind as we go through this season and see where we end up. But first, I'm going to loan a bunch of youngsters out. And so it's official. Matthew Cox is out on loan. Janda, who we just signed, goes out as well because I need him to be strong in the future, not right now. We also let go of Paul Harris. Same goes for Van den Berg, same concept as Janda. Röslev has left for 3.8 million, as you see right there. Rico Henry has left because he barely played like 10 games this season. And the same goes for Aaron Hickey. Why am I letting go of both of these guys? Because I want Lewis Potter to get playtime, and I also want Coyote to get the playtime they deserve. And this season, playing against the big teams like Liverpool, it wasn't going well. Openda ruined me once, but also the second time he was successful too, just sprinting through my team. And it wasn't for me not trying. Like, I tried my best to come back into this, but I couldn't score a goal. And Liverpool just were merciless. The passing play I couldn't catch up to. The movement was incredible, and this just shows that Brentford still has a long way to go until we can compete for any type of trophy, specifically in England. And so the first season is over with Brentford in the 14th position, and honestly, I genuinely feel like that is somewhat realistic. If you lose out on Visa and Mbeumo in the same transfer window, and you cannot just go out and buy the best players out there because you're not any of the top 6 sides, this is a bit realistic. You lost out on Thomas Frank, who's one of the best coaches as well. Whoever's taking over doesn't have that big name. I mean, the new set-piece coach could turn into the coach now. Of course, that could maybe work out, but I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this is somewhat of a realistic result for Brentford, and surviving, I guess, could be good enough at first. And look, in terms of the team, we have Kuhn up to an 83, Kevin Schade 81. We have some growth in here. Even Christensen has gone up. Coyote up to a 76. Collins 79. Lewis Potter has gone up. Kelleher has jumped up a bunch. And even some players on the bench, including Carvalho. So it's not looking too bad after all. And this season's top performer is Kevin Schade. +5 this year. 20 and 8. Igor Thiago somewhat performing. Reviving his career at Brentford. Could be possible. 14 and 1. Kuhn, first season in, 12 and 9, over 20 goal contributions for a team like Brentford. Those are numbers that players like Mbeumo and Visa were bringing in, so I'm actually very happy to see this happen. And we still have 62 million left in the budget at the end of this season, so I'm going to spend it because I think next year it just is going to vanish. You know what? I've signed an absolute monster. Rocco Reitz is now joining our team. Sorry, lost the cutscene of him signing. But 35 million I paid on this center midfielder who can play CDM as well, which is exactly the type of player I wanted. I want someone like him to come in and take over the position of Norgard, who is obviously getting old. Don't get me wrong, legend and everything, captain, but we're bringing in Rocco Reitz into that CDM position. 24 years old, 74 pace, 76 shooting, 77 passing, 82 dribbling, 81 defending, 5'9", a bunch of play styles on him. And since Brentford are seemingly looking into signing a lot of German players alongside the Danish ones as well, I just felt like this one made too much sense. Like, this is the perfect signing for this team at this stage. So Rocco Reitz, welcome to Brentford. And see, we got 55 million going into the new season. And up next, we're signing another hidden gem. This is someone who in 22 games in the Czech Republic has gotten himself about 13 goal contributions this season. I'm surprised he didn't play more games. Maybe he was injured, but I've heard about this guy last season. Now, this Nigerian striker could be the next big thing. So I decided Rafio Durosinmi is going to join us for 21.8 million. We only have one striker in the team. I needed a second. He comes in at a 79 rating, which means he's actually higher rated than Igor Thiago. 23 years old, 83 pace, 76 shooting, 78 dribbling, good physicality, 6'4", with 3 very good play styles for a striker. He can take finesse shots, he has rapid, and he has the aerial trait, which now again is finally useful in the game. And with that, that means that Thiago goes onto the bench, which means our bench has gotten stronger as well. So this is a huge signing for Brentford, a hidden gem to take us to the next level. Hopefully a lot of our players can still grow this season so they can reach their own individual next levels too. And so we tested the new front three, and instantly Schade to Durosinmi across to Kuhn, and that's the first goal in which they all combined together against Brighton. I wanted to test myself against Brighton specifically because I felt like that's the next level we need to aim for. We have to get into the top 10, and that team, well, they tried to come back into the game, but after all, Brentford were too strong. Durosinmi across to Damsgaard, and Kevin Schade took over in this game, showcasing that Brentford is ready for that next step in their career. Despite our team doing well though, Damsgaard is joining Liverpool when the transfer market opens. The 26-year-old, his release clause has been triggered, and we are losing out on a great player. But we'll have to go ahead and fix that in January. And for this deal, we're getting 40.5 million into our budget. And you know what, man? I never give Carvalho a chance in any of my career modes. Should I just give him the chance now? 24 years old, 77 rated. If he goes up to like a 79, I'll let him be. Okay, let's see how it goes. And Brentford this season have finished in the 9th position, 58 points, just 1 point behind Brighton and Chelsea. That is quite impressive if you ask me. We've done really well right here. Lads, the starting 11 is looking decent. Look, Carvalho has gone up to a 78. He didn't have much time to really go up, but when I'm looking at the rest of the squad, Rocco Reitz up to an 82. I'm mad happy. Durosimi looks solid. Kuhn on an 85. Kevin Schade 85. Janolt, I'm probably looking to replace or at least put onto the bench in the upcoming season. And Kelleher has picked up an injury apparently, so that might be a reason as to why we have lost a couple of games lately. But I'm very happy with how this team has performed despite losing Damsgaard. 19-4 from our new striker, 19-2 from our left wing, 18-14 from Kuhn, who is the star of the team as we speak, replacing Mbeumo in the best way possible. In the new season, they've given us 83 million. In true Brentford fashion, what do we do with that money? We go out there and try and find a hidden gem. We're going into the Ukrainian league to sign Vladimir Brashko, a CDM I've never used before, but I'm excited about this one. So he comes in to replace Janolt in the starting 11. Nothing bad against him, but we need upgrades as we go. And this is an important one. He comes in at the age of 25 with decent pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, good defending and physicality with the power shot, but most importantly, intercept. So for me, I want him to be the more defensive player, as Rocco Reitz has the ability to bomb forward, even though Reitz actually has better defensive stats. But in my opinion, his qualities moving forward are more important. Oh, and by the way, look at Vandenberg returning into the team at an 81 rating. Just 25 years old. Christensen now 31. So if Vandenberg can keep going, next season, I might just let him take over. And along with that, Yanda is back as well. 78 rated center midfielder. I guess we're going to try and do I turn him into a CDM? I can't. Maybe I turn him into a center attacking mid. Does he go up in that position? No, not necessarily. Okay. Now I'm kind of struggling to find a position for this guy. And in he walks. Enciso is the cam I have chosen to take over the spot of Damsgaard. Nothing against you, Carvalho, honestly, but I just feel like this is the right move. This man has plenty of experience and now comes in at an 81 rating. So Carvalho, you can fight for your spot. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against you still, but I do need someone to take over and help us to push into the top 7 or get into European football. And an 81 rated 23-year-old Enciso, who is known to score some banger of goals, and I just wanted him in the team. 78 shooting, 78 passing, 82 dribbling, 3-star, 5'8". Lad, this is your new club now. And so I thought, let's test ourselves against Arsenal. Oh boy, what a mistake. 1-0 down, 4 minutes in, and even though I tried my best to come back into this game, I just couldn't, and that just showed once more. There are levels to this game, and we're not up there yet. Well, my friends, despite that loss, Brentford have finished 6th this season. 69 points, qualifying for European football for the first time. That has me excited. But it doesn't end there. We actually made it to the FA Cup final, only to lose against Manchester United on penalties. But we are fighting for trophies, and that excites me. In the Carabao Cup, where did we drop out? I guess somewhere early against Spurs in round 4. Maybe our players have beaten us, the ones that we have loaned out over there or sold over to Spurs. But we got to make big decisions going into the next season now that we are a European club. But when you look at the squad, 88, 85, 87, and yes, Carvalho went up to an 81 this season. And the reason why he's in the starting 11 is Enciso did not play. Enciso was 81 rated when he came in, and now he's an 82. But halfway through the season, I checked who was playing the games, and it was Carvalho. So he kept going and played. Reitz is up to an 83, Brashko up to an 81. Defensively, we're looking ever so solid with everyone above 80, and Kelleher now on an 85. And Igor Thiago, Enciso, Yander, Jensen, Janolt, all these players, including Vandenberg, are looking extremely solid for us. And the top scorer is our new striker, 21-3. Schade, 21-8, even better season. And Carvalho, 11 goals and 1 assist. As Reitz from CDM gets 9 goals and 10 assists, showcasing exactly why I wanted him as an option that can move forward as well. Lads, we have signed a new winger, and that man is Gustav Isaksen for 35 million. Of course, it's another Danish lad. What else did you expect? He comes into our team as a price rating of C, okay, but an actual rating of 82. This guy used to play at Midfield, and he was doing numbers over there. Then moved over to Lazio. Initially, I think he didn't do too well, but now I believe he is an essential part of the Lazio setup. But he comes into our team as a backup to our wingers because we need that in the squad. We do have Gustavo Nunez, no disrespect, but we do need better players for those wings. So Nunez now comes, Isaksen now comes in with that 82 rating. Left-footed, 89 pace, 80 shooting, 81 dribbling, 5'10", finesse shot, whip pass, rapid, flair. This is an exceptional player to have and a luxury to have him on the bench. So, yeah, Brentford is levels right now, even though I must admit, it still bothers me that my cam position is so low rated. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Talking about the cam position, Enciso has submitted a transfer request because Carvalho is stealing all his playtime. So maybe we just put him into a deal? Actually, we sold Enciso for about 38 million now. And so Carvalho, I'm sorry, but Merlin Röhl is coming in from the Bundesliga, another German player. I'm just following what Brentford is doing with the Germans and the Danish players. So he walks in for the price of 47.5 million. A very, very talented player in Germany. Comes up with a rating of 84. So Carvalho, you're going to be dropping down to the bench. And we're going to bring on Röhl with a +3 upgrade in that cam position. The one thing that I really like about him is the fact that he is 6'4". And yes, he can play even as a CDM or as a center midfielder. He has 87 pace at 6'4". He has 75 shooting, 77 passing, 86 dribbling, and slide tackle for a cam, and the rapid playstyle. One of the oddest players you can buy in the game is now our center attacking midfielder. And well, lads, in Europe, we actually failed in the semi-finals of the Conference League against Real Sociedad, who then went on to lose against AS Roma. But still, good to see that we could make it to a semi-final. In the Carabao Cup, we're not in a final. The FA Cup, we aren't in there either. But watch this. Premier League, we are in the 3rd position with 70 points, just 6 behind Manchester City. And halfway through the season, we were actually 1st. So Brentford is truly becoming a powerhouse in the Premier League as we speak. And it's due to this team. Kevin Schade, 91. Durosinmi, 88. Kuhn, 89. Röhl coming in up to an 87. Boko Reitz and Brashko looking solid in that defensive midfield for us. Collins, 87. Coyote, 82. You know what? I might have to upgrade that position. I'll be real, it's taken him too long to grow and I need someone higher rated there. And possibly the same for Brashko. I might have to turn these guys into backups. But yeah, Christensen now 33 years old, 86 rated. Vandenberg, 86 rated. He is ready for that next step, man. He needs to go into the starting 11. So I might just move on Christensen as well to bring in some extra funds to make those signings I want to make, to really take Brentford to that next level now that we are an actual Champions League club, which is a bit mental, but it took us long enough. And in the stats you can see right here, we have 28 and 11 from Schade, 25 and 2 from Durosinmi, Kuhn 11 and 14, Röhl 10 and 9. Good job by the team, and even Carvalho still performing, still growing. I respect it. And so the deal is done for a new right back, my friends. This is Porto's right back, Martin Fernandes, 55 million. We paid Manchester City for him. Now that we're a Champions League club, we can spend that type of money. And he comes in with a rating of 84. It's not a massive upgrade, so there will still be a battle for the right back position, which is something I wanted to see, but I needed to make this happen. So Fernandes comes in at the 84, only 23 years old at this stage, 5'11", 90 pace, 80 dribbling, 77 defending, with the whipped pass on him, which I really like on fullbacks. But with his addition, this team just keeps getting stronger, and Vandenberg is going to be taking over the centre-back position from this point on to play next to Collins, 2 originals, another one right there in Lewis Potter as well, and of course, Kevin Schade. Now, up next, I'm looking at the CDM spot. I was hoping that Brashko would be that guy, but he hasn't turned into that guy, so we might as well go ahead and put Christensen into the deal or sell him and bring in a top CDM as well. And this is the CDM, Ardon Jashari from Club Brugge. Many teams out there are looking to sign him, and it seems like AC Milan is the one that is most interested in him now that Tijani Reinders has left, and this would make a ton of sense. Such a talented player for Club Brugge, now joining our team at an 86 rating. So Brashko, as I said before, is going to go down to the bench, and we're going to have a new CDM, left-footed, so perfectly positioned right there, with 76 pace, 73 shooting, 84 passing, 84 defending, and 83 physicality, with the long ball pass and relentless. This is a name that you have to remember. I think a lot more people are going to talk about him very soon. If he does end up joining AC Milan, it could turn out to be a Tijani Reinders type situation again, where a lot more eyes are on him now, and he's performing well, and then he gets yet another big money move down the line. But with that signing, and with these 2 signings actually, I do believe this team can compete for any trophy now. Well lads, Brentford have actually done it! Premier League champions with 89 points, 12 ahead of Manchester City. FA Cup belongs to Man City though. Carabao Cup goes Chelsea's way. But guess what? We're in the Champions League final. Real Madrid against Brentford in the semi-finals. We have beaten Liverpool 4-2 as they get back against Bayern Munich and get through as well. This is an insane battle. Brentford, as far as I remember, doesn't have any European trophies, so this is crazy, and this is the squad that's gonna do it. Schade 92, Durosimi 89, Kuhn 92, Röhl on the 88, Rocco Reitz 87, Jashari 88. Left back Lewis Potter is on fire. Fernandes up to an 86. Vandenberg and Collins and Kelleher looking very solid. But we only have 2 players above the 90 rating. Still, very good team. Possibly one of the best in the world as we speak. And who could be up for the Ballon d'Or? It's gonna be Kevin Schade. Totally deserved. This guy's been on fire ever since we started. Kuhn 22 and 12, and Durosimi always getting around 25 goal contributions, which is fine. I'm actually really excited going into this game. This Brentford side that we have put together might just be overpowered. But then again, we're up against Real Madrid, who apparently signed Desiree Doué as well. Oh, mate, it's not going to be easy, is it? Kevin Schade over the top. Durosimi, aerial. Yes! That's why you have the aerial trait, my friend. You jump up high and beat the defenders. We're up 1-0 against Real Madrid within 10 minutes. Well, inside. Oh, I see Durosimi open. What a pass. Mate, we're destroying Real Madrid. That pass was unbelievable. Was it Rocco Reitz? Who played that pass? Show me the replay right now. Who was it? It was Rocco Reitz. That's why I signed him as a CDM instead of a centre midfielder. Let's go. Oh, Vandenberg, a bit of a mistake. Kylian Mbappe, bounce. Right, bounces off of him. That's not good enough. Okay. Well, he's not a proper CDM, I guess. Martin Fernandes, Röhl. Kevin Schade is on the run. What a pass again. We're through. I should have passed it, but decided not to. Durosimi nearly blocked my shot. What the hell is he doing? It's 3-1. Brentford have the 2-goal lead again. Oh, come on. That is so lucky. Real Madrid are back into it again. Nice. Oh, my God. Destroyed him. Destroyed him. Yes, man. Kickoff glitch for the win. No way. Ha, they're back again in this game, man. Desiree Doué. No way, he actually found him. Bro, they hit the post. It could have been 4-4, but it wasn't enough. The Champions League belongs to us as well. We have won the double. And well, my friends, to finish us off, Kevin Schade is winning the Ballon d'Or. Premier League title, Champions League trophy, and the Ballon d'Or on top. What a journey this has been. And the best part about it is that we kept so many of the original players. I'm looking forward to seeing what Brentford is going to be doing, but I do expect them to drop in performance in the upcoming season. If they don't, well, then the coach is doing wonders. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Take care and peace.